Hey, I always heard Dickie Slater was pretty tough. Did you ever cross in the same territory with him, or was this more in his Mid South run?
No, I sure did. And yes, he was tough. He knocked, who was it? He knocked out John Matuzik one time.
When was that?
It was in a bar somewhere.
But he was just a good old boy. But he was, I mean, and he wasn't the biggest guy in the world. Certainly a good sized guy. But I heard that some bitch was just tougher than nails.
He was tough, and I crossed paths with him. And as a matter of fact, when he was the booker in when Jim Crockett Promotions bought the Georgia territory in 1985, after the whole thing with Vince taking the TV, and I mean, we could go on about that, but basically Crockett bought Atlanta in 85, and he had a crew in Atlanta and had a crew in Charlotte for about 6 months before he combined them. And we had just come from Dallas and started working there, and Dusty was the booker of the whole schmear. And he gave orders that the Midnight Express is going to go over every night. With even Bob Eaton and Dennis Condrey, they even split battle royals as heels. We were not defeated. Nobody touched me, right? Because he was saving it for the rock and roll in himself. Well, Dick Slater was the booker in Atlanta, and he and Buzz Sawyer one night, I guess it was in Charleston, West Virginia, decided to go Broadway 30 minutes with the Midnight. And of course, afterwards, we did what we were told, but afterwards, Dennis said, that ain't right. Dusty said we were supposed to go over. He's got big plans for us. You better call the office, Corny. so, so I called the office and checked to see, and, we didn't know about this. We'll take care of it. Because what we didn't know was they were about to fire Dick Slater, and they were about to fire Buzz Sawyer, and they were about to fire all the guys that, and bring their own crew everywhere. So we show up at the next town somewhere in Ohio the next night, and I got a couple of hot dogs, right? Because I was starving, and I got a couple of hot dogs, and I just sat down in the locker room, started to eat them, and Slater comes in and says, "Cornette, I need to see you." I'm like, "Oh, shit. Can I finish my hot dogs?" He's like, "You may not want to." I'm shitting, right? And the Dennis and Bobby said, we're right outside to go talk to him, whatever. What is he going to prove how tough he is by beating me up, right? So he called the office on me. I said, "Dick, all I can tell you is that Dusty told us this is what's going to happen. And we were calling to check and make sure because it was contrary to what we were told, right?" And I'm like, "Oh, God." And he said, "Well, I know what's going on and I know what they're doing, but, I didn't know what we were coming back with and why beat us and why beat you. We just went Broadway." I said, "Well, hey, we're here to do whatever." So I was shaking like a dog shitting peach seeds, but Slater was a tough son of a gun, and everybody knows the story with Sting, and I like Sting, and I don't mean to embarrass him publicly, but if you don't know it, I'll tell it to you.
I've heard the story, but not a very good description of the story. What the hell happened?
Basically, what happened, Slater and Dark Journey were a couple in the UWF, and Sting was an innocent victim in this because Slater and Dark Journey broke up, and so Slater wasn't about to give her a ride to the town, but she was still on the card, so some way she asked poor Sting, "Hey, can I ride with you?" And they come in together, and somebody went over in the heel locker room and told Slater, "Hey, Dark Journey just came in with Sting," and Slater got mad, and at the time you didn't do this, busted across the building into the babyface locker room and fucking basically grabbed Sting and gave him the fucking flush thing. What he punched him out and flushed his head in the toilet a few times. And nobody stopped him, including Sting or anybody else, because he went fuck with Dick Slater.